Yo, 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 welcome everybody to the 509 Divine Pines podcast. Thank you guys for being here, man. Like, subscribe, and share. What we are going to do today is break down some news for you, break down some, you know, craziness around the world. And if you guys could share this out, please, out to my YouTube. My YouTube got banned, maybe like a week or two ago. There I don't know, I just like dove too deep and I said some things that they didn't like, and hey, those type of things happen. So when you press the hot buttons and when you get right on the target, yeah, man, they're definitely gonna kick you off or kick me off. And that's what they did. Um, so if you guys could please share out my YouTube, help me get subscribers back, and let's see if I can get this YouTube blown up to the maximum now that I'm already a couple hundred episodes deep, so I'm running through it. I'm running through it. Man, it's great to be here, and I hope you guys are enjoying this new year. We're about to hit spring pretty soon, and it's gonna be feeling great. This is a time to revitalize your life, revitalize your body. I have just cleared out my closet, so literally like two, no, let's see how many. I think like 40 shirts I counted already. Um, yeah, so I have about 40 shirts for sale. If anybody wants a huge bundle of medium through large shirts, man, I'll do 40 different shirts for like $200. How about that? Pretty good deal right there. And some of them are actually like pretty good brands. Not gonna lie, like designer type shirts. Some of them are thermals. Some of them are like just normal blank T-shirts. So it's a little bit of mix of everything. I'm getting rid of a lot of the stuff that doesn't fit me anymore, man. I'm like 190, 193 now, pure muscle pretty much, and I have outgrew all my clothes. Like literally compared to a few years ago, only 10% of my clothes fit, which is crazy. Like literally nothing really fits anymore. Um not too sure what to do about it except sell my clothes and buy new ones, right? Yeah. Man. Well, that's what I gotta do. Everything's new, everything's changing. I'm evolving. My game is in the gym has been getting better. I'm able to like feel my form better, put down some heavier weight easier. I notice my chest and my body getting bigger. Everything is swell, and I hope you guys are as well as I am. Um, so right here, man, here's a article from Forbes that just dropped. So Forbes goes and breaks down the comparisons and the antis on how Trump relates to Project 2025. So there's some things that Trump is kind of doing that aligns with it, and then there's some things that he's not doing that aligns or that doesn't align with it. So he it's kind of a mix. It's a really long article, and if you want to see it, it just came out recently. It came out this week, and I'll be honest, like it really breaks down a whole bunch of nonsense in the political world. Pretty much, I'm not gonna read all that political nonsense, but it's a really interesting article to show you the disparities and like this whole propaganda of the idea of if you're doing one thing similar, you're aligned with it completely, or if you're doing one thing against it, you're not aligned with it completely. So I guess we should try to take each branch for what it's worth and really understand, like, well, what's happening. You know, um, I think that this guy is selling us out. Trump is selling us out to Israel, and I don't really align with him. I'll be honest, and Trump kind of betrayed us all, but he is who people thought he was. The antichrist-like figure is definitely a shady figure. Here is an article just came out in the last 2 weeks. Trump and Elon Musk are saying that there truly might be now billions of dollars worth of missing gold after after they started questioning it. So they're getting closer to understand. I mean, I'm not too sure. I would imagine that they could have already by now went and viewed the whole base or viewed this gold mine or gold deposit, right? But I mean, they should know for sure. It's just now they're trying to figure out maybe, let's just say hypothetically, maybe the second question that they want to figure out first before they say who took it all is figure out exactly who took it all. So who knows? It could be that, as I stated before, we're being sold out, and America is definitely being sold out, I think. Next piece of news from NBC News. Texas bill would make identifying as transgender a felony punishment. That's insane. Yeah. Like, why would you ever want to identify as transgender? That's just insanity. So yeah, felony is definitely like real. It's just you're a harm to nature in some point if you're like if you're trying to trick the system or trick, you know, the sporting leagues so you can go from 16th place up to first place and destroy every other person of the opposite gender. Yeah, get out of here. Go in jail. That's oof. Touchy subject, I know, right? But hey, that's what it is. These guys, they're beating people up. They're beating the other genders up and be like, oh well, you can't judge me. Yeah, we can. You grew up with a set of balls. Have some. You know what I mean? Like um it says state jail felonies in Texas are punishable for up to 2 years in jail and a fine up to $10,000. The bill filed last week would make it a state jail felony if a person knowingly makes a false or misleading verbal or written statement. Huh, I guess. And it should have been applied over here in Washington State, but actually, guess what? The opposite happened. So, a Washington 15-year-old teen refuses to play against a transgender 18-year-old teen, and now she's the target of lawfare. Now, think about that. This 15-year-old girl is getting, like, I don't know, in jail. It's getting thrown. I don't know if it's in jail or, like, just banned from school, getting suspended from school, but she's taking the legal repercussions instead of the 18-year-old teen boy that's like tricking and trying to be a girl, right? So imagine that. Like that's like pretty much a freshman playing against a senior. So a freshman girl playing against a senior boy, and the freshman girl gets in trouble because she doesn't want to play. Oh, dude, this is getting sick over here in Washington State. This was a couple weeks ago, February 28th, 2025. What city exactly? Not too sure. I forgot what city. I really don't care, to be honest, what city. But in Washington State, yeah, these type of things happen. There's a whole bunch of um craziness with these parents right now, where the school's trying to trick and manipulate and abuse kids, and like, hey, if if the kid is tricked enough and goes against their parent, the kid could be taken away. I think that's a little bit too much, right? Way too much. Like, that's pretty much kidnapping, isn't it? Aren't you like, aren't the schools pretty much kidnapping kids at that point? Isn't it like in that gray area, right? It's kind of like what people think with the foster system or something, but like this is way worse. I mean, you're supposed to be entrusting your kid out there in school, but these guys are throwing your kid in jail if they don't want to play a sport against the opposite gender. Shit's insane right now. Who would have ever thought? Oh, the Democrats. The Democrats would have thought for years and years and years and years. The ones that allowed these stupid laws, right? Next up in Washington State, this just came out this week. Father charged with attempting to honor kill daughter. So I think he's like Iran or Iraqi or something. It's one of those. He's Middle Eastern. So yeah, it's pretty wild. This one's insane. Here in Washington State, man, I don't even know what's in the water over here, but these dudes are off the chains. Ihsan Ali allegedly choked his 17-year-old daughter to the point of unconsciousness and punched her boyfriend in the face outside Timberline High School in Lacey in October because she refused to marry an older man in another country. A chilling new video of the aftermath shows Ali yelling in Arabic to wife Zahar Ali, who has also been charged, appearing concerned about police stealing their car as he's being led by cops into the back of a cruiser by handcuffs. Zahar, come here, he yells. He called to another daughter, Haneen, and to his wife, take the car and drive it away so they don't steal it. They took the car, they're going to steal it. The car, they'll steal it. Ali's daughter told police that her father had recently been threatening her with honor killing her for refusing to marry an arranged marriage with an older man in another country. She had run away from home and sought help from the school staff on October 18th, which outraged her parents, who showed up and attacked her, some of which was caught on camera, as Ali choked his daughter, as other students, including the girl's boyfriend, desperately tried to pry her away. Holy shit. This father's insane, trying to kill his daughter at school. Ooh, dude. Like, what type of, I don't even know. Is it like demonic? Is this mental illness? What is that? That's like schizo, nutso, insane. But is that like the Middle Eastern thing where they honor kill? Because that's what I've heard now after hearing about this story. What I hear is that some cultures they do honor kills, which is like demonic in some essence. So I guess the demonic cultures. I don't even know what faith they're practicing. I don't want to judge. I don't want to put any names on it. But I guess it's some religions, right, where those type of things happen. It says just let he's begging he's begging the cops right here in a couple statements. It's pretty wild. He's begging the cops to go home. Yeah, sure, buddy. Ali, 44, and his wife were charged with attempted murder, attempted kidnapping, and assault. The boyfriend's father, Victor Barnes, said his family had had issues with the Alis for months, including an alleged physical altercation that forced them to get a temporary protection order. Whoa, so the fathers have been fighting too. Wow. Next up, there's more in Washington State. Now, this one is from Spokane. So, about 5 years ago, there was a pretty wild story. I'm not gonna lie. Just one moment while I get my phone plugged in. Here. 1 second. I got to play this. Let's go ahead and do this.
Gonna go far, that's what we on the run for, go hard. Sipping gin while we sitting, spitting those bars. Getting rich, got a vision, get the show cards. Lot of money laying around cause we go hard, always go hard. Spitting fire, see the sonar, hope they resonate with the vibe. Feel like Mozart, really I'm alive in my soul, feel like Mozart. That's what hoes are, too explosive so I show art. Yeah, I make art, sad to see people with no heart. I work to replace all of the negative, I go far with it. I'ma show all of these bitches no complaining. If you with it, don't you dream me, see the vision. Need my energy, the mission, really take all my precision. Every single day I picture where I'll be the day we get it. Feed the brothers, feed the fam, I don't really give a damn. I don't wanna get famous, I wanna lend a hand. Give the cash and rubber bands to the people always standing on my side, always down the ride, say I planned it. I'm the guy, life is supersized on the planet. In my mind, I don't gotta try, I already have it. I'll be doing damage, I was born a savage. In my mind, I already died, living lavish. Heaven is a state of mind, be glad if you have it. Living in a simulation, be patient to grab it. Universe will bring it to you if you ain't an average. If if you living average and Satan found to manage your life. I'm just trying to tell you, if you gonna roll the dice, gamble in your life instead of living precise. I ain't perfect, but I'm gonna earn it. No, it don't concern anybody but my person. Lesson that I learned is that people are gonna burn. Anything you do, they gonna pay the price. Nothing nice come in life for the dipshits. They just wish shit, never gonna manifest it. Never catch me resting, short-term blessings. I just want my brain to work so I can write my next hit. Ignite the blessings, manifest my life, never question a moment in my life. I be knowing that it's meant to be, this my destiny. All the rest of my life really history. The day that I'm finally gone, they'll be missing me. Your position be the reason that I'm gone.
All right. I'm back, man. I have not been able to send this podcast out to my usual list of you know, advertisement, whatever. Like I'm my little list that I advertise out to. Pretty much just a lot of friends and stuff. My phone died, so sorry for that little interruption. Put my phone back on the charger. Now let's get to this. So about like 5 or 6 years ago, over here in Washington State, there was this huge case where I guess a man in Spokane, Washington, had claimed that his daughter like either ran away or was kidnapped, was missing, pretty much, and had said that she was sex trafficked. He found out that she was in Seattle, so pretty much across the whole state, across mountains, like pretty wild. Like I guess why would she be over there trying to run away from her dad, or what's there's something, something's off, right? Like she's missing. She's sex trafficked. Something's real off, right? So he goes, he finds the sex trafficker, I guess. He rescues his daughter, brings her back from Seattle, takes her back to Spokane, and I guess he kills the murder, or he kills the trafficker. He kills the person responsible for stealing his daughter. Well, it goes in about that the person he killed was a 19-year-old disabled boy with autism, supposedly, right? This is what their parents are saying of the dead kid. The parents are claiming that their kid was disabled and had autism when he was murdered brutally by the father after falsely claiming that the disabled kid sex trafficked the daughter. And it's just a very interesting thing because the disabled kid lives in Spokane with them. So how is a disabled kid taking a girl over to the whole other side of the state and trafficking her in some crazy way? What is this? Was it like an OnlyFans thing's gone wrong where um she wanted to do OnlyFans, or she was doing some type of adult filming, and what, it just went wrong and she lied about it? What really happened? The thing is, the parents of the dead kid are saying that this man, John Eisenman, the man who, the father is John Eisenman, who killed the kid. Well, the parents of the kid are saying that John Eisenman was on meth the whole time, made up this whole story. So, in trial just over the last couple of weeks, I guess John Eisenman and his wife have been found guilty. That there was not really any proof to the sex trafficking claim, and it just goes to show some pretty craziness. No idea. It says Andrew Sorensen's loved one spent nearly a year searching, praying, and worrying for the 19-year-old. On October 22nd, 2021, his body was found bound, beaten, and stabbed in the trunk of an abandoned car next to the Spokane Park. The family's suffering continued with the killing drew national attention because John Eisenman claimed that Sorensen sex trafficked their daughter, of which police found no evidence. Insane. On Friday, the Sorensen family finally got some justice and closure when the 63-year-old Eisenman received a 25-year-old prison sentence for the brutal slaying. Ooh, there will be some satisfaction today, but not a lot. Curtis Boutain Sorensen's grandfather told Spokane County Superior Court judge. Police sentenced in January John Eisenman, co-defendant, and fiance Brenda Cross to 8.5 years prison after she pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter. Um, so both Brenda Cross and John Eisenman are claiming that they both killed him. So like they're both getting in trouble, even though they're both trying to take blame and say, "Oh, I did it. Oh, I did it. Oh, I did it." And like who knows? One of them is lying, of course. Who knows who did it exactly? Like maybe they did it together. Who cares? They're both going to jail. I mean, I, I tried asking people from Spokane and from the area to give me some uh, deeper information to see what's going on. Like from what I know too, let's just look at the Gene Hackman story with the craziness there. That there was an update on how Gene Hackman's wife called Gene Hackman 24 hours after they were supposedly dead. So after the police or whoever it was made some bullshit claim, saying, "Oh, carbon monoxide, oh, they're dead, this, blah blah blah," like they made up some stupid story, right? Even though the actual detailings and what people are finding out is that, hey, well, no, like there's some shadiness to it. So the real story isn't matching up with the official story. Now with this right here, the sex trafficking thing, what's the official story and what's the real story? Is this a cover up for a sex trafficking network, and instead of getting busted and get letting some random man, get his limelight? Are they like humiliating him and covering up their sex trafficking operation, or was it just a complete fabrication the whole time? It's a very shady story and doesn't make any sense to me. But it's a real story. Like there's memes literally over the last 6 years. There's been pure memes about this dude saying father of the year. He killed the sex traffickers, man. This is the real life hero, hero, hero. But then suddenly it comes out, oh no, this guy's on meth and he made it all up. And now he's getting 25 years in prison instead of being let go. Like, whoa, a huge flip in the story, a huge flip in the dynamics of um shit. Everyone's hope for justice, right? The idea of like, especially these days, right now, with what's going on with the stupid porn industry, the OnlyFans thing, right? Where from what I'm hearing in the streets is that there are older women, who work for agencies, who work for big time corporations, companies, shady families and things like this, who are contacting as many, girls as they can from 20s and even teens and young girls, and influencing them to be like, do OnlyFans, or try to get them involved in some type of pornos. And yes, these are older girls pimping out younger girls more and more and more on the internet. And it's like these celebrities, it's the same thing. You think that your daughters and cousins over here DMing like popping girls, or celebrities, and like you don't really understand that some of these celebrities come with straight hoochies, especially like what's going on with this, literally like the celebrity industry right now. 100%, 1000% over the last like 3-4 months. um there's a lot of celebrities saying, "Oh yeah, I switched to OnlyFans instead of acting, and I'm making way more money, and I'm happier. It's liberty, it's freedom, it's empowering, girl divine power." Like what? Like it's crazy, right? They're trying to pervert the the idea of sexuality and push it to make it seem like it should be monetized only instead of spiritualized and respected, right? Like, they're taking away the idea that, hey, you can find love. Like instead they're pushing, nah, screw love, you can make money. you could make money. And literally over the last few years, it's been it's been like girls are just wanting to sell content because they're being tricked by other girls online. Yeah, yeah, I sell content too, and I do this and I do that and this and that, and I meet up and I trick people and I fake it and I just beg men for money. Like, so, all right, and it goes for the same thing. Like, these like bastard men, they're over here trying to pimp women, right? Well, it's becoming so much more apparent these days that something's up. Like, you know what I mean? There's a huge operation within Hollywood, within the streets, to pimp out younger and younger girls to OnlyFans and to trick them, and they're literally acting like pimps. Like, I swear, this is coming from people in the industry online who are coming out and saying, "Hey, like, yeah, we tried bringing this person in, and yeah, we putting them in provocative ideas, right, and making them think in certain ways psychologically to like obsess over sex in a money way. Like, don't think of sex monetarily. It should be respected spiritually. But hey, like, the more that they do this stuff, it kind of seems like they're trying to cover it up. As much as they can. They definitely don't want people to know about the whole entailings of the Diddy case or the Epstein case or the sex trafficking case. So what is really going on with this Eisenman case? Like, he claimed that his daughter was sex trafficked, but then suddenly everything flipped over. Ah, man, I really have no clue. This is over here in Spokane, Washington, just updated Friday, March 2025. Literally one of the craziest thing. So instead of being the hero father who saved his daughter from sex trafficking, he's the meth head father who gets 25 years in prison for killing a disabled kid. What a change in the dynamic of a story. I mean, literally, I swear, over the last 6 years, this has been like the talk in Washington in certain circles, or like, um, showing that, hey, you can be a good father. Like, you might do some brutal stuff, but if you're saving your daughter, yeah. But then it's like, oh, you're led on drugs, and you're making the whole story up, or is it a real story? Is it a cover up? No idea. It's insane. Even more insane news. Check this out: National Guard members killed in cartel ambush. Yes, this literally just happened over the last week. So, five soldiers are dead and two are injured by gunfire following a series of attacks by armed civilians. Authorities say order restored following Sunday's attack along the Jalisco Michoacan border. Man. Local news reports attribute the violence to members of the new Jalisco or the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Videos shared online by the Mexican news outlets show masked men firing automatic weapons at unseen targets from behind parked vehicles. Because of the attacks, vehicles were set on fire in different portions of the region. Mayor of La Piedad, Michoacan, Samuel Hidalgo, said public safety agencies are working to maintain order and take precautions in the area. He tweeted a photo of firefighters trying to put out the trailer that's on fire. One attack took place around 6 p.m. on a highway between the towns of La Piedad and Zamora, Michoacan. Someone placed metal spikes on the road, puncturing the tires of a Mexican army vehicle caravaner. Soldiers came under fire as they repaired their vehicle. 3 soldiers were killed and 2 wounded. So I guess it's updated to 4 soldiers, though. Across the state line, a National Guard patrol came under gunfire in La Barca, Jalisco. 2 guard members were killed. Oh, so there's more. Oh, snap. Following this aggression against members of the Mexican Army and Mexican National Guard in Michoacan and Jalisco, with a tally of 5 officers killed and 2 injured. Oh, dang. Civil Guard was deployed in Zamora, La Piedad, and Jiguilapan to locate those responsible. So, um, things are getting real tense. I wouldn't even go across the border, and I wouldn't even if you guys have family, I would tell them stay way far from the border. You don't want to get caught in the crossfire at all, especially over there with what's going on the other side of the world with the United States. Yemen Houthis launched an attack on U.S. Navy ships, and U.S. launches back, of course. So there is more battle over there in the I think it's like Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea. Uh, yeah, that area. Houthi rebels have claimed another attack on the United States naval vessel, calling it a retaliation for the United States strikes on Yemen. Yeah, well, that's fair. United States dropped some stupid attacks on Yemen and killed innocent civilians. So yeah, the United States is asking for it. I mean, they're making the dumbest decisions. Trump is making the dumbest decision. That dude sold us out. He's like the Antichrist, and pretty much, mm, uh, it's pretty bad. What's going to happen to the United States if we keep on being sold out like this? A Houthi spokesperson said on Monday that fighters had launched 18 missiles and a drone at the aircraft carrier. United States or where is it? USS Harry Truman and its accompanying warships. The U.S. military said it had continued targeting the group overnight. It was the second strike on the United States Navy claimed by the Iran aligned group over the last 24 hours amid a sudden surge in hostilities after the Houthis said last week they would resume targeting Israeli linked shipping in the Red Sea due to Israel's ongoing blockade of Gaza. The United States launched a series of large scale attacks on Yemen over the weekend, killing dozens of people and wounding many more. Yep, we're gonna keep on seeing this escalate. It's kind of like we're getting a little taste of Armageddon with everything on the rise. I'll be honest. Next up, this is a pretty interesting tidbit that I started going down earlier, a rabbit hole about cannibalism and how prevalent cannibalism is in the world. So, Toshiyuki Tanaka dug through Australian archives to tell his country that some of the Japanese soldiers in World War II ended up as cannibals during the last desperate days of their lives in World War II. Allied forces have known this for years, but Tanaka's account published in the Tokyo Media Tuesday represents the first Japanese investigation into the atrocities and most extensive study on subject to date. He uncovered more than 100 cases of the Imperial Army soldiers eating the flesh of Australian troops, Asian laborers, and indigenous people in Papua New Guinea. These documents clearly show that the cannibalism was done by a whole group of Japanese soldiers. In some cases, they were not even starving. Whoa! Some, their supply lines cut off, were generally hungry, but in other cases, officers ordered troops to eat humans' flesh to give them a feeling of victory. Born after his country's defeat, the 43-year-old Tanaka wants to educate young Japanese who are not told anything about the war at a time that their leaders are considering erasing sections of the post-war constitution that prohibits sending troops overseas. Tanaka said he tried several times to publish his work in Japan, but it was deemed too sensitive. His account didn't receive much attention Tuesday in Japanese TV. Whoa. Tanaka's findings are based on Japanese Army's documents seized by Australian troops, plus the testimony of witnesses and a confession of Japanese soldiers at war crime trials. An English translation of the secret Imperial Army order issued November 18, 1944, warned troops that cannibalizing anyone not an enemy was punishable by death. This order described cannibalism as the worst human crime and blamed increases in murders and the possession of human flesh by the soldier on a lack of thoroughness and moral training. Whoa. Another archive contained testimony by Australian troops to war crime tribunals. An Australian Army corporal recounted how he found the mutilated bodies of his comrade. One had only the hands and feet untouched. An Australian lieutenant described the finding the dismembered remains of several bodies, saying, in all cases, the conditioning of the remains were such that there can be no doubt that the bodies had been dismembered and the portions of flesh cooked. Other witnesses reported that they saw Japanese soldiers eating prisoners of war as well as Indian and Asian laborers and Papua New Guineans. The Pakistani corporal captured in Singapore and transported to Papua New Guinea for slave labor claimed hungry Japanese soldiers killed and ate one prisoner a day, reaching a total of about 100. In Canberra, Australian National University war historian Hank Nelson said cannibalism took place in isolated fighting zones such as the Kokoda Trail, Sepik River, and Bougainville Island. Nelson had also uncovered evidence of cannibalism. One young Japanese soldier confessed at war crime trials he ate the flesh of an Australian he had shot in battle. He simply did it out of intense hatred and intense hunger. Whoa, man. So Japan has been trying to keep that under wraps until it got exposed and released recently. People want the truth to come out. Here's more about cannibalism. Actually, Vladimir Putin sent cannibals who were caught and sent to Russian jail out to Ukraine for their freedom temporarily, right? Um, it is insane. The Kremlin used convicted criminals who, were found of cannibalism. Two convicted killers who ate their flesh recently joined the heroes of the special military operation against Ukraine. Sibir Reali, a Russian branch of Radio Liberty, reported that Denis Gordon, a cannibal from Sakhalin who killed 4 people and was sentenced to 22 years in prison, is now a free man and receiving treatment at a hospital in Yuzo Sakhalinsk. Gordon, who had posted the photos online in a military uniform with a symbol of a Z, against Ukraine, was convicted of murder and mutilation of a body in 2003 and was released in 2010 on parole. He later killed at least 3 more people and was arrested again in 2012 and sentenced to 22 years in prison. Prosecutors said he ate the meat of one of his victims. Another pardoned criminal, Nikolay Ogol- Ogolobiak, a former member of the Satanist group, whoa, killed 2 young women and then her friends, or then with friends, cooked and ate some of their organs in 2008. He was sent to fight for Russia and returned from the war in Ukraine on November 2nd. Ogologobiak was supposed to be in prison until 2030, but was pardoned because he fought in Ukraine. His father told Russian website 76RU that his son now lives with his mother in Yaroslavl. Like many other Russian convicted criminals, Ogologobiak served with Storm Z, a Russian battalion made up of criminals. Recent Ukrainian soldiers reported fighting against Storm Z near uh, Avdavika, one of the hottest spots in the war. I like the news when serial killers, maniacs, and now also cannibals return home in a hurry from the war. I will. I hope that they will eat some more of their compatriots. Maxim Zorin, a deputy commander at the Ukrainian army, said in a Telegram post. What? So, like I said, man, there's some cultures out there who think very, very messed up. Whoa. It's almost like they're glamorizing this. I've never seen cannibalism or the idea of being like a sinner and a freak glamorized like this. This is insane. This reminds me of like the LGBTQ like stuff where they're glamorizing that they're raping kids and like this is sick stuff. This says right here, a member of a Satanist group. So the Satanist groups eating people, cannibalizing people, right? That's exactly what I've been saying about P. Diddy, Lady Gaga, all these people who are like sick, gone. You can tell that they're into some satanic stuff. That's why I give all my praise to glory to Jesus Christ and God. I stay on the light side. Screw all this stuff, right? Like these dudes, yeah, they belong in some hell. Um, Next up, There's a man named Abu Sakar that's nicknamed Syria's heart-eating cannibal. Yeah, pretty wild. A Syrian rebel commander who cut out the heart of a fallen enemy soldier and ate it before a cheering crowd of his men. A ritual demonstration of cannibalism. He really doesn't remember. He 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 held it for show. The video says otherwise. It is one of the most gruesome to emerge in the war. Abu Sakar stands over an enemy corpse, slicing into the flesh. It looks like you're carving him into a Valentine's heart. Abu Sakar says he doesn't remember, and his memory is hazy on the exact situation. Abu Sakar picks up a bloody handful of something and declares, "We will eat your hearts and your livers, you soldiers of Bashar the dog." He then brings his hand to his mouth and his lips close around whatever he is holding at the time. The video was released in May. We rang him and confirmed that he indeed taken a ritual bite, a piece of the lung, he said. Now, meeting with him face to face, he anger builds up when asked about it. So he probably gets mad now. He doesn't want to talk about it anymore. He says he didn't want to do it, but he had to. We have to terrify the enemy, humiliate them just as they do. Now they won't dare to be wherever Abu Sakar is. Oh man. So he did this for intimidation tactics. That's horrible. And he doesn't want to talk about it anymore. He probably won't do it again. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. That's horrible. Before the uprising, he was working as a laborer in Baba Ahmed. He joined the demonstrations in 2011. Then he says a woman and child were shot dead at a protest. His brother wanted to help. He too was shot and killed. Oh man. He took up arms against the regime, one of the first few to join an organization called the Free Syrian Army. Whoa. In 2012, he was fighting with the Faruk Brigade as they tried to stop the regime taking Baba Amir. So this dude's been a soldier for about 10 years, and he is home to Syria's most messed up war video. This is Abu Sakar, the cannibal who ate the human heart or lung, he says, whatever. Man, so here it goes and talks. This is a article from a military site on the Ukraine and Russian war, and pretty much it's talking about more cannibals in the Russian army. I'm not gonna get into it. This is starting to get sickening, but we're gonna keep going just a little bit more. And so here's another article about the Pacific and how World War II made some of these cultures turn into cannibals, like Japan. You know, who knows? Who knows how much more? Um, let's see this. There's a article right here. I think it's talking about how there was cannibalism found in the United States Army. I mean, we do know the Michael Aquino stuff, this high level Satanist stuff. So I wouldn't doubt it that there are some branches um that have been found to like literally deal with dark stuff, like super dark stuff. They're definitely hiding. They think they're cool. And I don't know what type of demons they got, but like I don't want none of that. You know what I mean? Like I would those type of rituals stay far away from those. Yeah, you know what I mean. Uh, Next up, Mali Army chief launches investigation into video of a soldier cannibalizing. So, a Malian military uniform cutting open a corpse in front of his peers described it as a rare atrocity of cannibalism that he's seen. Rights groups and the United Nations have repeatedly accused Malian soldiers of serious abuses, including executions and torture committing against civilians suspected of collaborating with jihadist groups. The shocking video was on X Tuesday and has been removed. Oh man, it showed a man in military uniform sporting a Malayan Armed Forces FAMA, which is a FAMA badge, carving up the stomach of a dead body with a machete. Speaking in local Malayan Bambara language, the man says he is going to eat up the victim's liver, according to the comments. A surrounding group of men in fatigues laughs as he cuts through the corpse. Oh, dude, I can't even imagine. Um, Social media is pretty mad, so people, locals are extremely mad. I would too, man. What the heck? Yeah, man, horrible. Another incident, which talks about World War II. This is, I guess, one of the incidents. The Chichijima incident, also known as the Oga no, um Ogasarawara incident in 1944, where Japanese soldiers killed 8 American airmen in Chichijiwan and cannibalized 4 of them. So, wow, this is the first time I heard this. Japanese soldiers. Whoa, this is even crazier. Listen to this. The Chichijiwami incident, where 4 Americans were cannibalized, right? Okay, 9 American pilots escaped from their planes after being shot down during bombing raids in Chichijiwa, a tiny island 700 miles south of Tokyo. In September 1944, 8 of the airmen, Lloyd Woolhoff, Grady York, James Dye, Glenn Fraser Jr., Marvel Mershon, Floyd Hall, Warren Earl Vaughn, and Warren Hindenlang were captured and executed. The ninth and only pilot to evade capture was future President George H.W. Bush. So, out of the whole plane crash, 9 people, are in it. Out of 9 people in the plane crash, 8 of them get killed, executed, 4 of them get eaten, and the only one that survives is the father of the man who was responsible for 9/11. You gotta be kidding me! Like, I mean, it's not a joke. I don't think this story is fake, but what are the odds? What type of what type of fallen angels is protecting that man right there, George Bush? After the war, it was discovered that the captured airmen had been beaten and tortured before being executed. The airmen were beheaded on the orders of Lieutenant General Yoshio Tachibana. Japanese soldier or Japanese officers then ate the bodies of 4 of the men in a ritual. I bet. Wow. Whoa, man. The trials of this case. Tachibana alongside 4, oh sheesh, man, I cannot read right now. I'm so tired. Alongside 11 other Japanese personnel, so 12 Japanese men in this trial were tried in August 1946 in relation to the execution of the United States Navy airmen and the cannibalism of 4 of them during August 1944. Because military and international law did not specifically deal with cannibalism, they were tried for murder and prevention of honorable burial. So over there in Japan, uh, they really respect the burial. If you eat someone in, man, you know what? You just prevented their honorable burial. Hey, that's super respectful, man. I'll be real. That's awesome. That they like think like that, which is good. Like, give everybody their proper due space. Send them back home. But nah, they ate them. Oh man. This case was investigated in 1947 in war crimes trials, and of the 30 Japanese soldiers prosecuted, 4 officers, including Lieutenant General Tachibana, Major Matoba, and Captain Yoshi were found guilty and hanged. All enlisted men and probationary medical officer Tadashi Teraki were released within 8 years. Vice Admiral Mori Kunizo, who commanded Chichijima Air Base at the time of the incident, was of the belief that consumption of human liver had medical benefits. So he promoted the cannibalism and idea. He was initially sentenced to life imprisonment for his involvement in the incident. However, after his subordinates were convicted of slaughtering prisoners during their time in the Southern Front, he was sentenced to death and subsequently hanged in a separate trial organized by the Netherlands for war crimes committed in the Dutch East Indies. Man, that is wild. In the best-selling book Flyboys, A True Story of Courage, American author James Bradley details several instances of cannibalism in World War II. Allied prisoners of their Japanese captors. Bradley claims that this included not only ritual cannibalism of the livers freshly killed prisoners, but also the cannibalization for sustenance of living prisoners over the course of several days, amputating limbs only as they needed to keep the meat fresh. Whoa! And that's it, man. You know what? I think I'm good for tonight, man. It made my stomach churn right here towards the end. I didn't think cannibalism was that prevalent in war. I didn't even think about soldiers just like going bloodthirsty. But yeah, I bet there is some definite like satanic elements in some of those people. It's sick. It's wrong. Uh, I don't even know. I don't even know where my mind's going. I gotta go to Netflix, man. I gotta go watch something to like ease things down, man. I hope you guys have a good night. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember, guys, like, subscribe, share. I could not do this without you guys. So if you guys could donate $1 if you guys found this interesting, Cash App, PayPal, or buy me a coffee at 509 Divine Pines. There are about 10 different affiliates and companies that I'm working through and working with down below for all sorts of coupons. You know, everyone likes coupons. So if you like supplements, if you like cannabis or hemp, right? If you like water ionizers and water electrolyzers, there's a little bit of everything. You know, even an energy drink powder mix. There's, like I'm saying, there's a little bit of everything. Look down below in the links, or if you guys can't, go to Spotify. It'll be there. All my coupons and affiliates. Appreciate all of you guys being here, man. If you guys could share out my YouTube, help me get my subscribers back, please. Let's go ahead. Let's do this thing. Let's do this big. 509 Divine Pines podcast. We out of here. Be blessed. Be high. See you guys next time. Peace. I love y'all.
Not new, what I do. I've been at it for a minute, pursuing, doing the damage. New, I would do everything that I said I would do. I gotta have it, so goddamn it, I'ma be everything I plan to be. Glad to see money coming my way, believe I'll achieve anything I put my mind to, or at least I try to. I'm avoiding my doom, manifesting my room. Meditate to ease the flow. Third eye open, see the golden energy. It can enter me, get me to feeling full. Forget my enemies, dead to me, yeah, I proceed to go to a new dimension. Gotta mention it's inside a soul. Go inside, fuck the outside. Never tell lies, show pride for belief. Gotta keep the range wide, so instead I just write another hit. Getting fried, rolling up, smoke another blunt for the good times. Bad times makes for the good rhymes, so it never matters. I just learned, no, I can't hide. Thank God for every second was birthed with the mind of an ancient soul who's just waiting for the next sign. I'm always watching, vision like a hawk, have 'em flocking. When I drop it, I'm talking, have 'em knocking. Acknowledge that I'm dropping, I'm coming out the noggin, I'm logged in. That's the intuition, nothing wrong with doing what you feel is right. Everybody got this. Usually feel it in the night when I'm dropping knowledge. Never even needed any college, abolish. People telling people what they want, I do not wish control over anybody. Do it for the profit. That's the reason that they push it, do it from the cockpit. Cause they got the money, want the money on the mob shit. On the mob shit. But I know they ain't gon' make it, shit is poppin'. At the end of time, new age topics. Revolutionary crusade crossing. We go to a new space. Yeah, we enter in a new place. Louis V on my shoelace, rolling with the blue face. Yeah, I'm wondering what you chase. Just another dude caught up in the rat race. Moving my pace, lot of people looking at me sideways. I chase future preparations, gotta go through my phase till I feel ready to rearrange it. Happen on a daily basis, tripping oasis. When so many people that I can't see through their faces and touch, so I'm reading minds, feel like I'm evasive, persuasive. Cause I feel the vibe manipulation, I'm patient. Yeah, I feel the vibe, then work to change it. Manifestation, blessings is what I'm chasing. Quantum physics, I'm about to take the time and rearrange it. I play with reality, can't feel like I'm basic. Most people shut it down, don't wanna embrace it. Replacing knowledge.